Hey everyone! Well, we're here. We're back, and today we're doing another anti-MLM video, and the MLM we will be talking about today is Beachbody. Today's video is a team call with a top coach, because what is Beachbody without, it seems like, every single person being a top coach and speaking on other people's calls to their downline to inspire them, make them excited because they can be just like them one day if they work hard enough and inspire themselves and others, something like that. I think I got that right. Also, look, you guys, I'm back in my office. I feel like for the last few videos, I have not been in my office. So I guess you could say we're here and we're back. That was dumb. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you really, really like it, please subscribe. Make sure to check out my description for all my fun links. I have links to my Poshmark and my Patreon, which are just ways to help support the channel further. For second-tier Patreon members, I do upload an additional video each week, so you get extra content over there. And with all of that said, I believe that's all I have to say. Yeah, that's it. Let's get started.
Incredible human with you all. You all know her as a top Canadian coach and a top coach in the entire company, which is freaking incredible as a Canadian coach who is paving the way for all of us, which I think is so freaking important and impactful. And I just want to give her a little introduction. So Kim is a legacy member. They were a top 10 team last year. She is a superstar diamond, 5-time elite coach. Her and her husband, Jamie, are the only superstar diamond couple. So both of them are superstar diamond teams individually. And they're the only top 10 team couple. They have both individually earned it for their own businesses. I have goosebumps from that. And one thing I heard from Mel Robbins today is if you have goals and dreams, it's being able to see somebody else who has achieved it. And that's once again paved the way for you to know that you can achieve it. So I am so excited. My internet is wishy-washy, so is going to record for us tonight. I hope it's recording. Awesome, we're good to go. So Kim, I am so excited to hear from you.
Hey guys. Oh my gosh, Britt, thank you. You were amazing on our team call last night. And I hope that I can follow suit, really, and literally pour back into your team. Such an honor to be here. One of my greatest joys is pouring back into the network, to be very honest. It is one of a kind. I feel like, and I said this to Brittany, I will be a 5-stage clinger when we can actually see people in human form. Anybody live in Ontario? Does anyone live in? Okay. Hi, friends. Hi. Oh my God. Let's not talk about it. I'm going to be on my best behavior and not talk about the crisis, which is Ontario. Okay. So anyhow, I'm in Burlington, and I can only stay safe at home for so long because I'm over that statement. Okay. Anyway, I am so excited to talk to you tonight about belief. And to talk to you tonight, I'm just going to riff. That's how I kind of operate. I just riff. And I'm just going to talk about what I feel, if you guys are cool with that. I'm going to ask for some permission to be truthful and maybe say some things that you don't want to hear. Is that, oh, Clementine, stop it. Is that okay with all of you? She just was like dropping the beat there. She's like, yeah, okay.
I mean, do they really get a say on, can they really say no? No, you can't be honest with us, which usually when it comes to MLMs and honesty, it's always, you don't put in enough work in this company. You aren't working hard enough. You are valuing outside things beyond the MLM. It's always put the blame off on you. That's usually the honesty in MLMs.
Really want permission first. Because I think sometimes, and here's what I want to share. I actually love doing other coaches' calls because I'm actually more truthful and more forthright than I am with my own team.
What? What does that even, what? Could you imagine having a boss, a manager, somebody higher up being like, yeah, when I go to other companies or I talk to people outside of our team, I'm a lot more honest with them, and it's easier for me to talk to them than it is for me to talk to you guys. And I'd be like, well, that's not a great team. You're not being a great leader. If you cannot be honest with us, how, like, what does that even mean? Like, I would not want a leader who can't be honest with us as their team. Like, are you too nervous to tell us the truth? Like, that's a good leader to me. Like, somebody that can tell you how it is and, obviously not be rude about it, but be honest with you as a team and value your team. I hate using the word team in the way of MLMs, because they just profit off of them and, traditional jobs. Managers, for the most part, never profit off of their team. So, unlike in MLMs, you're profiting off of everybody who is below you. So the least you can do is give them the courtesy to be truthful with them. What?
And I want to tell you why. When you lead a team, it's hard to tell you the truth.
I mean, yeah, I guess, if you're saying that in the way of, you've become close, so it's hard to tell people close to you the truth, but those are the people you should be the most truthful with. Stranger is a part of somebody else's team, but honestly, they're still technically a part of her team, because they're probably, the original girl who spoke is probably a part of her downline somewhere, somehow, so all these people are, she's profiting off of these people, but it's easier maybe to tell those people stuff. I just couldn't imagine, maybe stumbling across this, being a part of her downline and being like, so you're more honest and truthful with other people than you are with us because you just don't want to be? You don't value us. You don't, obviously she does value you. You are literally money to her. She sees walking dollar signs whenever people sign up underneath her and they're a part of her team. But I don't know, to see my leader tell other people that I'll be more truthful with you than my own team, that would just be weird.
That you're probably not working as hard as you say you want it, and that you may not want it as much as you say you want it because you're not doing the actions that are required to.
Isn't this exactly what I said the truth in MLMs are?
Even move the mountains you want to move. So I'm going to bring that tonight. I'm going to probably bring that in some aspects. So I just wanted to warn you with love. I'm also like a love muffin.
Yes, clearly you love people when you tell them, people you don't know, strangers to you, you're not in their house, you're not watching them work, but yet you're telling them because they're not doing it quick enough for you and they may be questioning a little bit. No, it's just your fault. You're not working hard enough. Yes, that is real love.
Okay, so I don't know how many of you have heard our story and have heard my coaching story. But I wanted to share it a little bit tonight because for a long time, I find it fascinating. The fact that we're still in the top 10, we're number 6 right now. Currently, we just haven't dropped out since last year. And it's been with ease. It's been with ease and with joy. And it's been with a heck of a lot of fun with the team. I haven't felt stressed once. I had a beautiful conversation with my great friend, Mel Mitro. She goes, "Are you just so stressed?" I'm like, "About what? Is everything okay?" She's like, "About being in the top 10. I'm like, "Why would I be stressed?" She's like, "Because it's stressful." I'm like, "It's not stressful when you have a team that wants to work their business. What do you mean?" And that's what I want to.
She is very right. It is not stressful when everybody underneath you is doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Why be stressed when money is just flowing in and you don't really have to do anything when you're at the top? There's no need to be stressed.
Talk about tonight. When I first
did she
started
say a
this,
boot? Hold on.
And that's what I want to talk about tonight.
Oh, she did. The Canadian accent. I love it. I love a boot.
When I first started this business, I didn't know how to spell entrepreneur. I didn't understand that. I was glad for auto spelling correct or autocorrect because I still think that cues me all the time now. And I'm like, entrepreneur, whatever. I never thought that was me. I've been an employee since I was 13. I worked multiple jobs from when I was really young. I think part of that was to get out of my house because I didn't feel safe or wanted or loved in the home that I grew up in. So I forced myself into work. And when I could go be a camp counselor, I was going to be the best camp counselor you could find because I didn't want to screw that up. I didn't want to screw up this chance of being seen in a different light that was good and pure and doing the right things. The community of Oakville, where my mom grew up, or where my mom and I was born, and my dad grew up, and my dad was there, and my mom came as an American, so she came in, and she was just taken in with open arms. She very much was a woman of faith, and for years I've been stopped on the street by members of her church, and they said, "I helped raise you. I held you as a little girl. I held you as a baby," and this undeniable feeling of community washes over me all the time. And when I think about community, I think about safety, and I think about taking care of each other and having each other's back. And I think about an opportunity for us to all grow safely. And I think about community. When I first started this business, I actually had been a client of Beachbody for over 6 years prior to Jamie finding this business. It was actually a coach in Mel Mitro's downline who just found out about 4 years ago that I was her best customer, and she never once asked me to coach. So here's your first lesson of today. Do not reach out to your leads that don't want to talk to you, because you have no idea who's in your downline. And I bet I'd look pretty good on your weak leg right now. So remember that. Or your strong leg. Remember that. Reach out to the people that are here. So I didn't have a community because I didn't want anything to do with it. I was like that annoying lead that never messaged you back. Okay. That was me. But I would purchase every program. I would purchase and back in the day, that was like DVD era. So I would you guys are.
I'm not surprised that she's clearly been in Beachbody for a very, very long time. People who were in the top 10, pretty sure. I don't know the Canadian top 10, and it's not like I know the American top 10, but from what it looks like and from what I've heard, most of them have been in for a minimum, I believe, of 8 years. So, I'd love to see someone that got in 3 months ago hit the top of Beachbody, all by selling product, not by recruiting. But don't think any of that would happen.
Remember that when they'd have like the program and then they would put out the deluxe. And I was like, well, I need those deluxe. I need the deluxe. So I literally have a stack of DVDs. I ordered the derm line. I ordered all the things, right? But, I remember when Jamie, we didn't have a lot of money. We were like on the verge of bankruptcy. And I was like, I can't not have Shakeology. I can't not have Shakeology. And I would lie to him about the green boxes. I was like, oh, I canceled that. They're not coming. So I was diehard.
That's not good. If you are that low on money and then you're lying to your spouse about the fact that, oh no, that's not coming anymore, because that was probably an expense that they discussed. We need to cut this out of our life. And I really, really, really dislike when they tell stories like this of I lied to my spouse and, money was so hard for us, but we still, chose the MLM. We still bought the products even though money was tight. I don't like that, because you're spreading that to somebody else. Yes, oh, I'm in that same situation. I need to cut things out, but if I don't cut out my MLM, then clearly I'll make it work also. If they were able to do it, I can make it work too. I don't know how many people genuinely, I'm really curious, genuinely see other people like this and think, hear a similar story and think if they can do it, I can do it. I really am curious. I assume a good portion of them do, because they say that all the time. If I can do it, you can do it. But I'm not someone who sees a random stranger online and is if that random stranger can do it, I can do it too. I'm not like that. But I assume that a lot of people must be like that, because otherwise they wouldn't tell these kind of stories and say, if I can make it work, you can make it work. But that's just not true. A person can have a similar circumstance, but it doesn't mean that the similar circumstance is going to work out the way it will for her. The chances of that happening are very, very, very low, as we can see. But to say I was almost in like a bankruptcy status, but I still chose to continue buying the expensive, overpriced Shakeology, that's bad advice.
As a diehard, I loved Beachbody, but I never had nutrition down, and I never had accountability. And I was on again and I was off again, and I was on again and I was off again. And I'm an emotional eater. I have a lot of demons from my past that I've been working through beautifully. But I never understood how Beachbody could play a role in healing because I never was a part of a community. And I was
no, not liking that. Not liking how that sounds, not one bit.
never a part of more than just the workouts. We aren't a workout business. You're not a fitness coach. That's not your business. Your business isn't just to peddle workouts and shakes. This is about building community, and that's part of your brand.
I mean, I will agree with her in the fact that she is right. They are not fitness coaches. And just stop there. Just stop there. That's not what you are. You are not a coach. Nope.
And I didn't understand that. And when Jamie started this business, he started a small community group. And I was like, well, so my best friend and my sisters, sure, let's do this. Let's do this thing. And it was the first time that I actually committed to myself. And about a month and a half, 2 months went by. Jamie was like a heavy Success Club hitter. I think he had 820 Success Club points in his first year of coaching. Dude, he was a dude. Top 10 in his first 15 months. And it was the first time I actually understood what being a part of a community was. And I started to remember how it felt when I was approached on the street and how many people took care of me. And that's what it felt like. It felt like I was safe in that group. I was safe to let my guard down that I didn't understand how to eat properly, and I actually was fully body dysmorphic. I started to understand that I had a lot of healing to do from my relationship with food and how to be a coach. You see, before I understood I could actually be a good coach, I had to figure out some of my root causes of what the hell was actually going on. And we don't do that as coaches. We bury them. And then we keep up with those same habits, and we're eating in the pantry at midnight. We're feeling a little guilty. And then we don't show up authentically on social media, and we fake it.
Yeah, that's the thing about all of the top coaches on social media. It's also fake. Every one of them, it looks fake. It's heavily filtered, and it's like, I achieved all of this through hard work and success. No, you didn't. It was all luck. It's luck, and you got in early, and you have a bunch of people underneath you. If all of those people left, all that stuff you have gone. It has nothing to do with how hard you work. If every single person in their downline left, all of the stuff that they want, gone. You know, it's not like they could just be like, oh, whatever, I'll just go find new people to sell to. No, they would be absolutely screwed. So all of it is fake. Everything on social media is fake. I mean, not everything. Like, there are true, authentic people, obviously. But people who have the aesthetic, I view that as somewhat of a fakeness. Like, you know, they don't ever share the reality of it. It's all this, like, don't you want this sparkliness? Look at this prettiness. Don't you want this? To me, that's fake.
And when we fake it on social media, everyone can see that. And it doesn't usually work. Because when you're not passionate and you're not walking in your purpose, people see through that. So I started to have changes. I started to identify what I needed, and I started to eat more food than I've ever eaten before. And I started to share a little bit more about that. And I started to share about the community impact. And
I really don't like this. This is really not okay. Like, this is something, like, I understand if, like, she had a wake-up call, like, you know, I need to go seek therapy. I need to go seek outside help. But the way that at least I'm taking it is that she is saying that the Beachbody community, talking to other people who have paid a starter kit cost, you know, or who have paid to just buy into Beachbody, are the ones that saved her. No, that you cannot do that. You cannot do that. That is very unhealthy. Very, very unhealthy.
Share about how much I was a yo-yo, like on again, off again, on again. Like I would start Monday and by Wednesday I was like done. I'd start the next Monday. And it's this like epidemic, right? Where we give ourselves these permissions to just come in these waves of like not taking care of yourself. And I had to come up with this idea of every day is my day one. Every day is my day one. And I was talking to my therapist about it. She said,
okay. At least she went and got a therapist. But the way that I portrayed it is that she is taking it as Beachbody is the reason that she changed. All of her problems were solved because of Beachbody. Don't like that. And I know a lot of them, promote an unhealthy lifestyle. Like a lot of these health and wellness MLMs promote a very unhealthy lifestyle. I believe Beachbody, and this is just my opinion and speculation from what I have heard around, is, their, 30 days to healthy living. No, sorry, that's our their 21-day fix. I heard that is not great. I know, surprising. That it doesn't promote enough food, that those containers don't really help you. It's just what I heard, is that Beachbody promotes an unhealthy way of eating. So like you create or you develop an unhealthy relationship with food because of Beachbody. That's just what I heard. It's just an opinion. But I do hear that with a decent amount of these health and wellness MLMs, is that they don't know what they're doing. These are, I guess some of them can be endorsed and created by doctors, but none of these people are health professionals. None of these people are nutritionists. They don't know what they're doing. They're just regurgitating what their upline has told them. That's it.
No, Kim, she said, and I haven't been in Alcoholics Anonymous. I was raised by two alcoholic parents. My dad kind of went to the bottle as soon as my mom passed away, and that is not a good or close relationship at all. And that's hard for me. That's stuff that I've had to really learn and lean through. But one of the things I noticed is that I don't want to continue to drink. I don't want to be doing all those things, but I've never gone to AA. I've never done any of that stuff. I've always been okay, but it runs deep in my family. Alcoholism runs deep. Addiction runs deep in my family. And one of the things my therapist said to me, she's like, Kim, she's like, your approach of taking it one day at a time is very good for people in recovery. So for any of you that have dealt with trauma or PTSD or a lot of things that are really heavy, and you find like it's really hard to get back on track, do you ever say like, get your shit together? Why can't you get your morning routine down? Why aren't you going to bed? Well, there's like a whole layered thing of why that's happening. And as you start to peel back those layers, guys, you start to become a better leader. And you start to become a better business owner, because the biggest thing this business will teach you is how you're going to crack open, heal from the inside out, and show up as the version of you you're supposed to be.
No, it's a job. If anything, it's going to do the opposite. It's going to make you more stressed. It's going to make you more anxious. Which I guess it's basically the same thing. It's going to lead to potentially depression. It's going to lead to alienation, isolation, like, I don't think it's going to lead to all these wonderful things. And maybe this has for her, because of the time that she joined, good. If you are a better person and you are, I believe she believes she's a better person, but anyone in an MLM promoting this to me, I can't fully give them, the congrats. I think you get what I mean. But MLMs are not good for mental health, and the way that she is making it out to be, and a lot of them do this, is that the community will solve all your problems. Are you anxious, depressed, sad, lonely, whatever the case may be? Join an MLM. Just pay money to us, and we can solve all the problems for you, which the answer is you're not working hard enough, and keep buying more products. How that will solve mental health problems and isolation, and I don't know.
But that's an invitation to greatness that I don't know whether we're all ready for yet. And this business is important for you to do your work. And if you're not doing your work or owning what work needs to get done, it's a shame game. And there's no room for shame here. There's no room for that in your business. So as I started to build my business, the first thing I had to do was get myself under control. And what I mean by that is I had to stop that doubt. I had to stop that fear. And I remember I spoke so much as a victim at the beginning of my journey. And what I mean by that is I didn't take full ownership for what was really happening. I didn't hold myself accountable. And as I was kind of posting more things about me and my journey, it wasn't as valuable. It wasn't as tangible. It wasn't as like, here's some really strong nuggets that you can build yourself up from. And that happened about 2.5 years in, when I started to realize, oh, hold on here. I am attracting so many clients that are victims, and I'm not attracting a lot of coaches because I'm not talking about the business opportunity. I'm not talking about it in that aspect. And how many of you feel really comfortable talking about client groups? How many of you are like, I will talk about client groups forever? Okay. I remember that too. And until I started believing in myself as an entrepreneur, I really was like kind of stuck in this cycle. And my real change was when I did not hit elite. And I did not hit elite the year in 2017. So 2018, I was not an elite coach. And it was November of 2017. And I had to tell Arnaud, I called him, it was November 27th. And I said, I will not be an elite coach. Stop calling, because I can't pull this out of my ass. I can't tell someone who told me what's in it for me that this is a good idea for their business, because they don't care about the team. They don't care about being a leader. They don't care about building their business. And I had to pull out. And one of those moments for me, that was the best and worst moment for me in my Beachbody history, or my Beachbody career, because I thought I had failed completely as a leader. So your elite journey starts in January, and I kind of started talking about it in September, which was like completely my first observation of, I don't have my finger on the pulse as a coach. I don't have my finger on the pulse of what's happening in my back office. I don't have my finger on the pulse of what it means to be a leader. How am I being her now? So I would write every day, I'm going to be a top 10 coach. I didn't even know what that meant, right? Because Jamie was. So I was like, I'm going to do that too. And I remember sliding down my kitchen counter to the floor, and I started to cry. And I was like, I think I need to quit. I was like, I don't think this is for me. This isn't for me. I had a toxic friend who was insanely jealous, who used to like sit on team calls and be laughing and texting another girl on the team. That was terrible. I was like, okay, that's not good team culture. I don't love that. Okay, if I want to build an elite team, if I want to build a culture, what are the characteristics of the culture I want? Well, I want women that have each other's backs. Okay.
Yes. And that's not cool if she had a friend that was doing that. Like, just don't be a part of it if you don't want to be on it. Like, just don't be a part of it. But to say you want a group of women who have each other's backs, the way that I hear that is you want a group of women who are just a bunch of yes women. Just say yes to everything. Listen and just keep going forward. Put your head down. Send out those messages. Keep buying and never complain. That's what I hear when I hear I want a group of women who are supportive.
One thing. Number two, I want a diversified, incredible, inclusive team. Okay, that's number two. Okay, number three, I want women that aren't afraid to call us out on each other's bullshit. That's number three. Okay, I want to make sure we have no drama on our team, because there's no room for drama in this business. There's no room for drama.
Yet there's a lot of drama in MLMs, like a lot.
That was important. These were themes, right, that were coming up for me. And January of 2018, I had a team call, and it was January 5th. And I said to the entire team, tearily, I said, I'm really sorry. I said, I let a lot of you down last year. I said, but most of all, I let myself down, because I went into management mode of a team that wasn't willing to work. And our business isn't an employer. You are a partner. in this business. And
no, you are just a salesperson in this business. Do not boost yourself higher and boost everybody higher that the MLM cares about them so much that they're a partner in this business. No, they're just the salespeople and the customer mainly.
Get to be partners with the women that decide to join us. I never, not once, do I say, come join my team, because this business isn't about me. This business is about the opportunity that we have to help incredible people be able to build a business that will blow their damn mind. But every time you make it about you and your team and come join my team, I have 5 spots for my mentorship. You're making it about you. And I decided to stop doing that. And
What? I love how it's like, we're a team and you want to be a part of this community. And it's like, no, you just want to we're just the opportunity. Like, if you say it's your team, then you're making it about you. What? It is about you. I thought it was your business, but it's not. You're just a partner for the MLM.
Decided to start believing in my skill and in my mentorship ability and in my leadership ability to help women build a business. We locked in Elite 5 months later, and we've never dropped it since, because I made a decision as a leader to draw my line for the 200th time in the sand, and I refused to pull anybody along in a business that didn't want it more for themselves than I wanted it for them. I'm sure you have people on your team that are sucking the life out of you, that are asking questions they could Google, and that are constantly needing your attention.
But isn't that what they promote all the time in team calls like this or opportunity calls? It's like, you're not in this alone. We're in this together. Any questions, we will be there for you. Everybody is in this together. We're a team. We're here to answer your questions. I'm here as your leader to answer questions. I want to help you. But then it's like, well, you're asking stupid questions. You're taking up too much of my time. The back and forth, the constant back and forth. No wonder everybody gets so confused and lost, and then they're just blamed, but it's not their fault when they're given mixed signals all the time. It's like, but I thought that's what you guys wanted. You said that you're always here for me. Then when I need you to be here for me, that's too much for you and I need to leave. What?
Because they're employees. And the real differentiator in this business is building a culture of leadership and ownership and self-autonomy. And your job in your client groups is to help build that. The more you can help your clients become leaders in their own life.
Right. But if somebody's asking a bunch of questions, isn't that so they can be a better leader? And what your job is supposed to be is to answer those questions to help them develop to be a better leader? But no, they're being an employee. Well, I guess a lot of the times we hear them say, be coachable. Apparently that just means shut up and do what you're supposed to do. Asking questions, not okay. You know how they say, even though I don't believe this, but there's no such thing as a stupid question. I do believe there are things as stupid questions. But, yeah, apparently in MLMs, it's like any question that isn't you telling me that you have 17,000 people underneath you and how do you get more? It's a dumb question.
To become autonomous with their journey, to know they don't need you to be successful, you are building a team of coaches.
Well, now I see why she's not stressed as a top coach, because apparently she just teaches people to basically do it on their own. I guess she must teach them somewhere on how to, again, I'd say be successful, but maybe she just got lucky and got a bunch of people who knew a bunch of people who also joined. So really, it's you're training people to just do it on their own and not ask you questions while you sit back and collect all the money. Good leader.
So that was like the biggest start for me. And I feel like we have grown over the past years. So 2018, it felt like for me was my restart date, where I actually started building a team of women that wanted more. And you know what else? They wanted me to have some more too. If you don't want more for your coach, you'll never build a team. If you are pissed or jealous or bitter, you will never grow a team. So I'm going to let that sink in for a second.
What? All I get from that is that if you want more for your coach, and of course I'm going to view it as this. I know this is not what she means by it, but the way I view it is you want more for your coach. So to please your coach, to make her a better person, you have to show up for yourself, which means creating downlines, which benefits her. But like, what a weird thing to say is that, like, to be whoa.
So if you are not shining the freaking torchlight like this thing, you see that? Okay, if you're not shining that freaking light across your team, cheering for people, you'll never attract the women you want. Ever. It's abundance. It's abundance. And that is your biggest quality.
I'm very confused. So didn't she say that she wants her leaders to like kind of be off on their own and do their own thing, but then she wants them to cheer for every single member of the entire team, including like the coach, and praise them for at the pedestal that they are on, because they are definitely above you always.
That'll be your biggest quality. Abundance. When you want to see other women win, other women pay attention. Do you talk about that in your social media? Do you have blaringly obvious that you are fanning the flames and tagging other?
She get like weirdly aggressive. I feel like she's kind of been like semi-aggressive, but like now it's kind of a lot.
Coaches, and like that shows community. No one will join another team when they're watching you because you shout out another person. I just want you to know that. Nobody, if you are walking in your purpose and you are shining the light on other women and you are building a community, no one will leave you for someone else that you shout out. However, if you don't mean it and you're just doing it,
I think that's what they all do. Like, they congratulate everyone because they, sold 3 things of Shakeology. It'd be like, or they hit Success Club, which is, I believe, if you sell 3 Shakeology, like the $1.65, it's not a starter kit, but, or it might be. The challenge pack, that's what it's called. They all blend together in my head. I just recently did like, the Arbonne one or Plexus. They're all the same. All of their things blend together. They're challenge packs. So I think they have to sell 3 of those a month to hit Success Club. So like you sold 3 to your mom, your sister, your best friend, and they will all cheer you on like you just, ran a marathon. That's really what it is. And apparently if you do that all the time, then you'll just get so many people who are watching you and join underneath you. Like, I think I said this in my last one, is like, the constant cheering everybody on for doing their job, kind of annoying.
It's so important. I love this question. So when I first started posting, like in my first 2 years, it was a little bit heavier rather than solution oriented. So if you want, I don't know if this is helpful, but you can go check out my post I just made like 5 minutes before this call, which is why I was 1 minute late. But if you want to check it out, it was like kind of my story, but then there was like, here are things that saved me. EMDR therapy, tapping solutions, binge listening to worship music. Like, so that even though you're sharing heavy, you're sharing, but I don't live here. And I'm okay. And I'm a rock star. And I can handle this.
I'm curious if the people in the comments are in this call and then are asking, like, well, how do you deal with this? Obviously, she's in therapy and she's dealing with her stuff, or she has dealt with a lot of it, so she's a lot better. But the people are currently going through it, and they don't have therapy. So they're supposed to just share with strangers online in hopes that that attracts people to join them. But then when people don't join them, is that going to affect their mental health more? And I mean, my answer would of course be yes, but everybody's different. So I'm curious that people are asking this because they're currently going through it. So she's making it out to seem like everybody is already over it, already over what they're going through. And of course, I'm not saying she's over what she's going through, but clearly she has done a lot of work. There's people who are, maybe they haven't even started on working, and weirdly, unfortunately, the MLM is their work. I don't know. I hope that kind of makes sense, but I'm just like, I just don't think, it's just sad that like they're looking for her for answers for their mental health and their struggles. She's not the person to get the answers from. Not one bit. A therapist, a counselor, even a friend, a close friend is more, and maybe they don't have a close friend, you know, and they don't have a family member to go to. I get that. There's a lot of free phone numbers that you can call and people you can talk to. There's always somebody you can talk to. But talking to someone who just wants you to stay in so they can profit off of you, not the person you want to rely on.
Right? So if you pair that to, it's less victim, and not that you are living there, but it's how people interpret, right? So one of the things I like to share a lot is like what I'm learning is, that's like my tagline is what I've learned. Things that have supported me in this journey. So it's more like I'm not an expert. I'm going to share what I'm learning. And I'm not a teacher here. I'm a learner with you. And that puts people at ease because they're like, oh, so she's not telling me how to live my life. Okay, I relate to that. I resonate with that. Right? Versus being, so that's what I would recommend.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. And own it. It's freeing.
Oh, yeah.
The heaviness, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, Kim, thank you so freaking much for this call. Thank you for your time. We know how valuable it is, and we just appreciate you so much. And you guys, thank you so much for popping on to tonight's call. Take a few minutes, make sure that you guys are going in and diving through your notes. And I think an incredible assignment for everybody is to, as you've looked through that, I really want you to think of the culture you want for your team and how you want to start showing up for not only your team, but your upline. How can you help your upline coach get to that next level? Because when we raise our level, our leader is going to raise that level too. And that's how we continue to grow and push and collectively move forward. So you guys, thank you so much for popping on this call. It was amazing. I'm going to stew in my notes here for a bit. I'm so excited, but we'll get the recording to you guys ASAP. And just thank you so much for spending time with us. So love you.
Bye, Beachbody lady.
Not everybody.
Okay, so I just, that ending of your assignment is to do this, and part of that is, which also, assignment, it's their individual jobs, but yet they're getting homework, and part of that is to be better for your upline, serve your upline, which is absolutely true. That's how you get your upline more money. And of course they're going to say that is be better leaders for your upline because that benefits them. If you're a good leader, that means you're getting a lot of people underneath you benefiting the ones who are closer to whatever is up here. So truly it is really just about serving the leader. Serving the upline. Serving your upline. Oh, that was a lot of mental... Rude. That was a lot of mental health takes that I believe she was saying to relate to people who have mental health and be thanks to Beachbody, I was able to help overcome this, which is so the wrong way. Don't like that one bit. Also, just basically saying that you're not a good leader because you're putting yourself in your own business first, which the whole point, I don't understand, because the whole point of supposedly joining an MLM is because you want to put yourself first. You want to, have your own hours and make your own schedule and have time freedom. Isn't that putting yourself first? because they're always like, you put a boss first, like, you go to work for them, make them money, which is, no, I mean, yes, you do make the company money, but you showing up is not making your boss money. Like, that doesn't matter. But it's just weird how it's like, don't make it about yourself, but in opportunity calls, it's make it about yourself. And that's what I like about doing the opportunity calls and looking at team calls like this. The contradictions are just crazy. In opportunity calls, they literally make it out to be the prettiest present, like, ever. And that, you just work it when you can. And, you work as hard as, the business works with you. And, it'll all come in time. And it's really not that hard. It's just consistency. And then you get in and it's like, no, it's actually really difficult. Don't make it about you. Serve your upline. It's like, ugh. I say it every time. The contradictions are crazy. But this one was... somehow I'm speechless. Alright, you guys, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really, really liked it, please subscribe. Let's talk all things Beachbody in the comments below. And until my next video, I will see you guys then. Bye!